Today we're going to learn how to turn a circle into a sphere. I'm Mrs. Raleigh. Here we go. First, we're going to start by drawing a circle. I'm just tracing something round to draw my nice circle. A cup, a water bottle, something of that sort would work. Once we have the nice circle, we want to think about how the light is shining down onto our circle. That's going to help us make it look round. So I'm going to draw some curves to show where some of my shading is going to be on my circle. So I want to think about first making the circle look round. I want to follow the curve of the circle to make it look round. Then I want to think about how the light is hitting my circle. I'm also going to add a horizon line, just a line in the back that helps my circle sit on top of something and not just be floating in space. And then I'm going to start by thinking about the shadow. The shadow is going to be on the opposite side of the circle from the light source. So imagine light shining on you. Behind you would be your shadow. So where the light hits our object is going to be our highlight, that bright spot where the light hits it. Then we're going to move through mid-tones, moving from dark values to light values. On the other side of our circle is going to be our shadow, our darkest area of the circle, moving away from the light. And then we have what's known as a cast shadow. The shadow, again, if you were standing in the sun, would be behind you. That cast shadow is going to be the darkest spot, the darkest value that we're going to use in our shading. So I've laid out where all the different values are going to be. So now I'm ready to start adding some shading. I always have to turn my paper around to shade. Otherwise, I have a hard time getting the round shape. So feel free to move your paper around as you need. I'm going to start by building up values. So I'm going to start dark. And I'm following the shape of the circle. I'm following that round shape of the circle. That's why I put guidelines on to help me keep that round shape. And as I move away from the shadow and towards the highlight, I'm getting lighter and lighter with my shading. I'm getting lighter values as I get towards that highlight. Again, that highlight is the brightest spot where the light is hitting my sphere. So I'm just going to clean up around the highlight a little bit. I did erase to bring out the highlight. I'm going to blend in a little bit. I'm just using my finger to kind of smooth, it gets a little messy, to kind of smooth the grays on there and have a nice, easy progression from the dark to light. And again, we want to make sure we still have that highlight where the light is hitting that surface. Now I'm going to add my shadow. I want it as dark as can be. So I'm going to fill this in, and I want to make sure the shadow sits on the ground. So I have this straight lines on the side and it's curved on the end because we want it to look like a shadow, be the same shape. And this can get a little lighter as it comes away from the circle. It can get a little bit lighter as it comes away from the bottom of the circle. But I want it really dark. And I want to really emphasize the curve of the circle with that shadow. So once I have all these values in, then my sphere is complete. Instead of a flat circle, it looks more like a sphere. To get more practice, you can always find something round and set it near a light and practice drawing the values that you see on that object. Good luck. Feel free to rewatch and pause the video as you need.